So, um, I think I've finally figured out what's wrong with me, and it's scaring me. I believe, and I hate to self-diagnose, and I know people get tired of people self-diagnosing, but when you have incompetent doctors like I do, I can't even speak right. I can't speak right. I can't think right, and low B12 can lead to brain damage, and I'm worried about that. But let's just try and talk about what I think is wrong with me. It's why I've been feeling terrible and numb and all of that jazz. And I hate every time I start this fucking software. Every time I start it, it has reset the autofocus to on. It resets all the settings. Jesus Christ. That is so annoying. Um so through a series of what is that word? See, I'm having trouble with thought and a lot of things. Along with the pain and the numbness in my hand, I don't know if I can last till Tuesday. They're supposed to do a uh I forget the word where they stick the camera down my throat. I'm having more and more issues like this, by the way. Um, so um, so I believe I have celiac disease, and this is why I think that. Um, when you have celiac disease, you can end up with B12 deficiencies, which I have. I've had a lot of B12 deficiencies. This is also true for people who take metformin and proton pump inhibitors, which my doctor is such a fucking moron. He doesn't listen. He is the biggest goddamn idiot I've ever come across. He doesn't know how to listen. He doesn't. Like, the last time something was wrong, it took another doctor to figure out what was going on because he just doesn't take his job seriously. He's very quick, he's very in and out. He doesn't want to, doesn't seem like he wants to do his job. He wants it to be easy, and it's never easy. Like, it's not. So anyhow, um so anytime I have bread or anything with gluten or that possibly has gluten, I hurt. I hurt right up in my small intestine. I know where it's at. It's right around here. And I hurt there. And I hurt a lot. Now I've started hurting over where my spleen is. I'm having trouble with thought processes. I'm having a lot of mania, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. Like I've always had this stuff going wrong with me, but now it's hitting me so hard right now. Um so looking up some of the issues I've been having with the numbness of hands and everything, they're all symptoms of a B12 deficiency. B12 deficiencies can be caused by proton pump inhibitors as well as metformin. Both will cause this. I have now stopped my metformin, which is supposed to be for my blood sugar, but yeah. So I stopped my metformin, and I've stopped my proton pump inhibitor. I looked up the kind of symptoms I was having, and it all pointed to a B12 deficiency. All this crap that was going wrong with me, I started downing two, three. Where the hell is the damn thing? I think this is it right here. I started downing two, three of these, and it's got B12 in there. Uh, Vitamin B12, 15 mcg micrograms. It's not a lot. At least I don't think it is. But I started taking this and I started feeling a lot better. A lot better. Well, I'm supposed to go in for Endoscopy. I'm supposed to go in for an endoscopy. The long term effects of vitamin B deficiency is jarring. Brain damage, basically. I'm damaging my brain by not having this stuff. And what's funny about B12 is it's something you can only get naturally from meat. Meat. Do you know why there's so many crazy vegetarians? While they're all out of their goddamn minds and they're all fucked up and sick. And especially vegans. It's because they don't get the B12 in their system. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they're having to dump this in their system because they can't handle it. Yeah, that's why I keep all these people who are like, oh, you can live without meat. You're full of fucking shit. We cannot live without meat or dairy or any of that. We can't. We literally can't. We will fall apart, and I've seen it in action every day. That's why it's fucking crazy to me. So, I started to feel better, but they called me about the endoscopy, and they're like, okay, well, this is all the things you need to prepare for. Um, uh, and one of the things that they said was no supplements, no vitamins, none of that. So I had to stop it. Oh, now I feel like shit again. I am back to just my hands wanting to stay numb. To be fair, my appetite has been screwed royally. I have a screwed appetite right now. Knowing what to eat is hard right now because of everything going on. I don't know what's wrong with me otherwise. I'm pretty sure it's celiac disease because I've always had, after eating foods, and my family has always ate things like pasta and breads and everything. And in fact, the first time I started noticing myself getting sick, when they all came to me and said, "Oh, you have H. pylori," I was having all of these issues, and my back itches. I got these weird sores all over them. It's weird. I don't even know where I was at. Where I was at now. I've completely lost my place. This is why I'm so sporadic. My health is in the toilet. I'm lightheaded. I'm dizzy. I don't know how long I can hold out for this, but I'm gonna take these with me the day that I go into the doctors and get the endoscopy done. Because when I get out of that goddamn endoscopy, I'm downing 3 or 4 of these. So what this is telling me though is when you have celiac disease, my family's been eating pasta for a long time. I kept having pain over here my entire life, and I couldn't understand the pain that I was having anytime I had, anything made of wheat. We'll say wheat. Anything that had wheat in it, or I think barley or rye, my side, oh my God, would hurt, and I could never figure out why. It's just that more recently, a lot of things have kind of congealed. They've come together, they've formed, and I'm now understanding what's going wrong with me. And it just sucks that I have to diagnose myself. You wouldn't have so many people diagnosing themselves if doctors were doing a better job. But they don't do a very good job most of the time. They do a few tests, but they don't listen to you. That's the other problem. One of the biggest problems with the doctors in this country is they do not listen. They don't listen at all to anything that you say. All right. My current doctor, Dr. Andrew Gold, doesn't listen to me. He doesn't. I try to list off all the symptoms I'm having, everything that's wrong with me. He doesn't listen. The last time I was in there and I felt like I feel right now, he sent me to the ER and the ER couldn't figure it out. I don't think the ER did the right tests because they were always too busy looking at everything else. So I'm pretty sure it's a B12 deficiency. I'm pretty sure a lot of it's brought on by celiac disease. Now, if I did have H. pylori, which they said I did, that can also lead to a B12 deficiency. I'm trying to stock back up on B12. I think I need to buy just B12. This is like a complex, and I need straight up B12. Just B12 all on its own. And people wonder why I'm a heavy meat eater. And my brain works better when I eat beef because beef has B12, and B12 makes my brain perk up. Jesus Christ. Like it's all coming together now. I'm understand. All you have to do is your own research, do your own due diligence, and you look this stuff up. And it's not okay. There's people that will sit there and the ones who self-diagnose, that end up being wrong are the ones that basically just look at diseases, they look shit up, and they all of a sudden read, or a news article talks about a condition or a disease, and they read about the symptoms and they go, oh my God, I've got that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm looking up my symptoms. I'm looking up what happens to me. I'm looking up everything going on with me, and then coming to the conclusion that it's celiac disease. Now, of course, celiac disease and H. pylori can be confused. All right. And they said I had H. pylori. I think I still have H. pylori. But that doesn't explain the small intestine pain. Can H. pylori screw you up there? I don't know what's going on when it comes to those things. I'm not completely sure. And that is where a doctor does come into play. And I'm going to need a doctor to listen to me, which I'm going to see a Dr. Aduru, I think is his name. Dr. Aduru. And he's in Kingwood. And I do that on the 21st. And I hope I can make it that long. I really hope I can make it that long, because if I don't make it that long, I'm screwed. I'm already just, and I've always wondered why beef made me feel better. Why beef made my brain work better. Why beef makes me feel so fucking good. That's why beef makes me feel good. It's because of the B12. That's why my brain starts snapping, and working really well. That's why all of that happens. I can eat a ton of beef, and the next day my brain's like on fire. That is the problem. It's a B12 deficiency, and a lot of it has just gotten worse as I've gotten older. Part of that can be from celiac disease. Celiac disease can damage your small intestine. You can have H. pylori and celiac, though. That's also a thing that's happened. You can have both. You can have both and not realize what it's doing to you until it's too late. And I'm not trying to panic people or anything, but it's important to get checkups. It's important to be able to discuss everything with a doctor. If you have a doctor that's not wanting to listen about everything going on with you, they're not worth a fuck. You need to find another doctor. Find a doctor who actually gives a damn. All right? Find a doctor who cares about listening to you and actually cares about your health. The doctor I have right now, Andrew Gold, Prime Medic PA, I'm putting it out there, dude. What the hell are you doing? Like, again, even the ER couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, but I now know what's wrong with me. And it's all B12 deficiency, and I don't know if H. pylori can make your small intestine hurt like mine does. Even when I eat just straight up beef, my intestine hurts. I hurt. My intestines hurt. Um, but if you have celiac, this is where I'm getting to the point about celiac disease. If you have celiac disease, you can't absorb that stuff. It can hurt to eat certain things and go through you. I'm an absolute mess right now, and I can't have my B complex. I ate several eggs this morning, boiled eggs, because of course that's another thing that has B12 in it. So anytime you come across people who are sitting there going on about veganism and saving the animals, fuck them. We got as far as we got by eating meat. We got smart, we got intelligent, we got strong from eating other creatures. We have dogs that have to eat other creatures. We were not built to just eat vegetables, all right? We weren't built to just eat fruits and vegetables. It's not, that stuff it's helpful. It has things that we need, but we can't just eat those things. If you need B12 in your system, you need to eat meat and meat products. You need to eat stuff like, I think I read milk. Let me see. I think I read milk, foods high in B12. It's all animal related. Um, it's also another word for B12 is cobalamin. It's necessary for making DNA and for creating energy in our cells. A deficiency of vitamin B12 leads to anemia, fatigue, mania, and depression. All things I've been dealing with, people. A long-term deficiency can cause permanent damage to the brain and central nervous system. Oh, dear God. Vitamin B12 is created by a bacteria and can only be found naturally in animal products. Uh, However, there's synthetic. Of course, this is synthetic forms widely available and are added to a lot of foods such as packaged cereals. Vitamin B12 can be consumed in large doses since excess B12 is stored in the liver for use with when supplies are scarce. Stores of B12 in the system can last for several years, which is why it takes a long time before people realize they have a deficiency in their diet. High vitamin B12 foods include clams, fish, crab, low fat, in other words, lean beef, fortified cereal, fortified soy milk, fortified tofu, low fat dairy, cheese, and eggs. I had eggs this morning. I had eggs this morning. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know if my body's going to absorb it like it needs to absorb it. Again, celiac disease messes up with your digestion and your ability to absorb nutrients. So I could be severely fucked right now. And part of that is I have a doctor who doesn't want to listen. You tell him all the symptoms. You would think something like that would click with a doctor, but it doesn't. So, bottom line, I just wanted to make this video to let people know why I am such a mess, why I'm a hot mess, why I don't upload a lot, why I'm constantly doing just stuff about my health and whatnot, because it's a concern of mine. It's what's going on in my life. Um, it's very concerning, and hopefully things will improve. After the 21st, I'm going to talk to my doctor. I'm going to be like, this is what I think is going on. Two things: celiac disease and B12 deficiency. I am a hot mess because of B12 deficiency. Um, and what's funny is I think some doctor's office can give you a B12 injection that'll help you out. So that's something I'll probably have to look into when I'm up there. I'm going to be like, you guys have made me stop my vitamins and I take a B complex. I need B12. When I don't have B12, I fall apart. And that's what I'm going to talk to them about. But yeah, I thought everybody deserved an update about this and deserved to just kind of know what's going on with me. I don't think it's going to kill me, but I do think that it needs to be seriously looked at. I do notice that after a long period of time of not, say, I can't eat cereals. That just reminds me. If I do have celiac disease, I cannot eat cereal. Can't have grains. Can't have anything that might have wheat in it. So I can't have that. Um, yeah. So my brain does this thing now where I can't think and I lose track of what I'm saying and going on about, and I think I'll just end it here. Wish me luck because I'm probably gonna need it. All right, I'm out. Bye.